Just like that.
Bitcoin going to zero.
Bruh.
Hey, happy Saturday. Yeah, I don't know, man. It just kind of was like a last minute decision to go live, considering, someone said, I think it was James, like, eat, sleep, or one coffee, stream, and repeat, pretty much. Especially lately, where, 6420 or so. Remember that? Remember 6420 chat? That was the December 18th, 2019 low? Hello? We touched it like the Jesus man. Even exceeded it for, a few dollars, few seconds, 64.64. And now, in minutes, I mean, we're talking like maybe less than 10 minutes, we're now at 61.35 and falling. Wow. Happy weekend volatility. Down 1%, $69. Here we go, chat. This is what I'm talking about. All right. Bitcoin's finally showing its first level of negative momentum for the first time since March 14th. It's the 21st. It's been an entire week. So, nice run, Bitcoin. You finally did it. Finally showing negative momentum. All right, so I figured, you're running up, you sell off, you attempt your rally. And when you attempt your rally, you eventually get divergence. Oh, man. Hello. All right. How am I now? Let me know, chat. So there's a bug, right? I use this microphone arm, and sometimes it kind of pulls on the mic, and if it gets partially pulled out of the socket or whatever, then it makes my voice sound like some sort of villain on a movie. Okay, so should be good now. Should be real good now. Just let me know so I don't continue to sound ridiculous.
Bruh.
Or really. Are we good? Thanks, chat. Sorry. Hey, you know how it is. Hey, live streaming, man. There's always something. What kind of problems am I gonna face tomorrow? There's gonna be something on one of these apps.
One of these third-party applications, dude. All right. Hopefully you could at least understand me a little bit. I'm just talking about you have negative momentum now, finally. You failed to break a critical area that you did up thrust through, fell below it, now you're back testing it as resistance.
Is that a joint?
What's up, JD, man?
Appreciate the Saturday night stream.
Saturday night. There's still sun out here. Thank you, JD. You might be over on the other side of the pond. Much love. So, yeah, man. What a week it's been. I mean, we are on pace in the stock market. Now, there's like 10 days left until until April. But if things don't change on the Dow Jones or S&P 500, we will have our worst. I mean, right now we're on pace for the worst month since 1931, 1932, which is Great Depression. Hello. So I think it kind of makes sense why that's happening. Because, I mean, like, even in 08, sure, banking sector collapsed, got bailed out. Sure, maybe, automobile industries got bailed out. Everything crashed. Real estate crashed. But guess what? With all the crashing going on, people were able to go back to work to make up, so you could start rebuilding your demolished portfolio, right? Your net worth could be rebuilt every 2 weeks. You get your paycheck, right? Now, the markets crash just like faster than 1929 and faster than 2008, faster than 1987. But the difference now is you can't go back to work. You can't start rebuilding your demolished accounts. You just can't now. You're really freaking lucky if you can, because so many people cannot. Oh, man. So Bitcoin, hey man, you're asking me, hey, should I buy now? If you're one of those people, dude, you have no edge. No edge on this market right now. Hey, it's congratulations on holding above 5,800, which is a very critical support resistance. You did that before rallying, but now you're ping-ponging between a critical support and a critical resistance, right? So, you know what I'll wait for on the daily. Every time. For Bitcoin. And normally, when I get what I want on the daily, it normally plays out, right? If I get divergence on the daily, it normally plays out, right? But we don't have it now, right? And that we haven't had it. We crashed. World economy is collapsing. Everything's shifting. Times are changing, man, like dramatically, and they haven't changed this much in a long time. And in certain ways, it's never happened like this. Like people, I've said it, throughout the week. People are going to be writing books on this stuff. People are going to be creating movies of this. There's probably poetry going to be written on it, dude. Like people writing sonnets and stuff. Okay, people are going to be live streaming it. People are going to be doing everything, talking about this forever because it's so big of a deal and the economic impact is so grave. And the spread of the virus, is just insane, man. Just 303,000. Hey, we eclipsed 300,000 total confirmed cases, which we know it's going to be. It's all, people on the planet right now, they're far greater than 303,000 people that have this virus. We know that. That's real. We're just talking about confirmed cases. So what's that number going to keep climbing to? It's ballooning in UK. UK is on pace now. It's out to be outdoing Italy and China on deaths, right, and infections. United States, it's pumping too. Italy, good God, what was it? Italy surpasses its own death record or toll for a single day with 793 coronavirus deaths in 24 hours. If that's not normally news you want to hear for the market to recover, So yeah, man, it's gonna get a lot worse before it gets better. We know that, and we know quarantine. I mean, hey, buckle up for at least 10 more days. It's gonna be a lot longer than that, but the next 10 days, you better have food on hand. I mean, I ordered Ship today. Every person, I mean, they just deliver it, you know, to your doorstep, and then they leave. You never even see them, which has got its own, like, it's pretty weird. But I ordered some food yesterday. They showed up with, like, the mask on, the gloves. It's just like, it's a crazy realization on how the rest of the world's going. I'm out in the suburbs and stuff, so just have food on hand because, like, you know how many things they're out of. It's every store. Like, I'm in, like, a chill place in America, but they're much more populated areas, so I can't imagine how amplified the insanity is there. So you just got to be ready for at least, I don't know, the next couple weeks. It seems like it's only getting worse. Alright, but if you want to, real quick, hey, just for a second, man, it's a public service announcement. And again, like, if the stock market crashes and implodes on Monday again, hey, this might crash too, but you gotta be a little excited, or at least optimistic, or whatever you want to call it. At least like, oh, interesting development on gold, where on the 4 hour at least, you hit a bottom, which is a critical, very critical bottom support. And then you hit it again, and then you rallied, and then near close yesterday. I mean, at close. I mean, this rally happened in the last, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour of trading before it closed. At least there's something out there. I mean, with what's happening with the monetary system, where central banks around the world are pumping so much liquidity everywhere, and what's happening really while the US dollar is spiking, why, I mean, you've got currencies, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, and many others that are collapsing. The reason why is the central banks of those countries are they're pumping a bunch of money, and then they're taking that money, and then it's immediately going into the US dollar. So there's this grab for cash going on, and that's just continuing. And we can look at the US dollar in a second if we want to, but at least, hey man, maybe gold, dude, maybe there's a chance for at least a trade, but dude, I just don't know what's going to happen. You know, martial law, these all planes grounded. Like, there's going to be a Truman Show moment, dude, again, where we just don't know it. It's just going to come out of left field, and it's going to be like, oh my God, that news is insane. And the markets are going to respond to it, and they're going to tank. And if that happens, then it's going to be real hard for any kind of long position. Okay. So just looking at something that in time should be a hedge against what central banks are doing, where they're just devaluing currencies just at unprecedented levels. Yeah, dude. I mean, again, buckle up for 2 weeks for at least, like, necessities, like things that you need, essentials, like food and toothpaste and, you know, all toilet paper. Good luck with that. But yeah, if you're talking about the markets, probably looking for an 18-month plus type recession, if not worse. Speaking of those markets, right? I mean, the markets are closed, but hey, maybe you didn't catch the 50 hours of live streaming I did in the last week. You broke critical supports for the first time with a candle close confirmation on the S&P 500, right? We had fallen below it the day before, but did not close below it. But now we have, over the past 2 days, it was Wednesday and Thursday, you fell below it but held, and then you got a big bearish engulfing candle on the daily on the S&P. And look, man, that's bad. Bad news. I mean, to me, you can try to argue that these are supports or something. I don't think they really are, but you could still bounce there. But I think like 2187 is kind of like the next spot for the S&P. Dow Jones. Somebody sue the Dow Jones guy. 19,174. Finally approaching some support areas. These are inauguration. No, I'm not. These were inauguration prices. This was election catalyst prices.
3 little birds upon my doorstep.
Oh my God, is this some sort of Black Plague poetry or something, DZM? Sounds scary and ominous, like Edgar Allan Poe or something. Let's see, let's write that in Google. 3 little birds upon my doorstep. Oh, it's Bob Marley. Okay, sorry. Close enough. Don't worry about a thing. because every little thing is gonna be all right. Yep. So we can go to the whatever it's called, the Will Smith movie with the zombies. Yeah, dude, that's pretty much it. Thank you. I feel better already. These damn things. Maybe you could sing that next time. All right. So you're approaching a base of support. You would think. I mean, this was during the Obama administration where the S&P 500 didn't move for like a year and a half. You didn't make any gains, and then we returned to the mean. Right? Something I talk about is like 7% gains annualized every year on average for the Dow Jones S&P since inception, pretty much. And when you go through a period of stagnation on a chart, you got to return to the mean, right? So it's like, okay, 2 years or so of no growth. So that means that once it finally breaks out of the upside, it's got to go up 20% and then another 10% to for that year you're currently in, if it's a new year. So it's like 30% you have to, get back to it, and we return to the mean and then some, and then 3-time leveraged ETFs. Of course, unprecedented amounts of leverage from not banks, because banks were the ones that created the crash last time. This is now like shadow banking, sovereign wealth money that was really kind of responsible for this last pump and now the dump, right? So, and they all at the top closed and reversed, and look where we are now, man. This is out. It's like I said it before we crashed a long time ago. One day it was just like we'll find out, like at some point in the future, like when everyone deleverages, how little liquidity there is. Hello? I mean, that's what the repo market is. What's going on with it, man? You can't even keep up. So Dow Jones, there you go. And then you got the Russell 2000, just the RUT here. I decided to switch it from the IWM whatever, just to be kind of in sync with the others. So look, man, you haven't touched it yet. You'll probably touch it at some point soon. February 2016, $940. You're at $1,000 soon. And then after that, well, I don't know. Yeah, there's the next support would be like from 2011, 2013, or 2012, excuse me. It's 876. So this could go much lower. There's something about the Rust 2000 that's awful, man. Like, I think a third plus are in like terrible amounts of debt. They don't make money, dude. So the NASDAQ held above a support from April 2018. This is the best performer of the four, right? NASDAQ. And the next support, which it did hold, if it doesn't hold, the next support you're thinking is probably going to be the same support that we cracked through on the S&P on Friday. You think that would be at 62.50 or so, the same valley. All right, so I just wanted to go over those real quick. Yeah, the president had a press release today. I don't really know. All I was really doing was paying attention to the weekend Wall Street prices while he was speaking. And yeah, we were legit in real time dumping. Currently, right now, we are at the session lows, if you want to call it that, or close enough to session lows on the futures of the futures chart, where we're down 620 points from close. The close, which was session lows on the Dow Jones, right? Let's just pull it up on this screen real quick. I don't understand really how this is so weird. Something broke or something on TradingView. I don't know why, but like, is anyone else having this issue? If you go to the DJI, like the candle's just sitting here, like there was no huge red bearish engulfing candle, which there was. I don't know now. I don't know what to do. So like, just visualize a huge red candle with the close here at session lows. All right, which was 19,174. And then the implied open for futures tomorrow afternoon so far, which keeps declining. Again, I'm telling you, we keep selling off. We might be minus 800 or 1,000 by the time futures open. And you don't want to miss tomorrow's stream, because we'll be live when the futures market opens on the minute. So we'll be able to witness that. You know, last Monday, we limit down, which means the circuit breaker got triggered in the first 15 minutes of trading for the futures. So Sunday evenings are very active, and so that's like why you want to watch. But after that, after we limit down, that was Black Monday 2.0, where the previous Monday was awful, but this past Monday was even worse. So now is it Black Monday Part 3? We've had a black everything except for Tuesdays, because Tuesdays are the turnaround Tuesdays. So yeah, all right. So what I was saying, going to this chart, 19,174. You're currently at 18,300, 18,383, 18,383. What the? This is where you are. This is where, like, people are speculating where the futures markets are going to open tomorrow evening, down here at a 1414 fib, below a 1414 fib extension. Can you believe that? I guess you can, because remember, like, we're in la la land right now. We closed with no support looking left. We said the next support was 18,700. We had not touched that quite yet, but here you're just going to gap down probably to it. So if you thought it was bad, it is literally right now not letting up at all. I mean, you're praying something good happens next week, but it's not yet. Truman Show guy continuing to give bad news. God, how to trigger that limit down? Well, I don't even know anymore. I mean, I know it's always been 5%. If the S&P 500 in futures trading drops 5%, boom, no more trading. It's done. You can go up, I guess, but seldom does it. That's the limit down, limit up. It's not like a complete circuit breaker, but I think now it's getting scary where they're like moving it or something to 375. I don't know, man. But I think we'll see a -5. We might see a 5% futures open. There you go, Jacob, man. Well, you're going to get your dream come true. Is the mic cutting in and out? What? It might be you, but I did have issues with my mic a minute ago, so. Thank you all for being here. Sorry I haven't really engaged with chat much. Just been trying to get out the information, right? Trying to provide at least a little bit of value when, you know, the markets are closed. The markets that are driving most of the selling across the world are closed, you know. So Bitcoin's great, but I think Bitcoin still respects the TA and doing some real great stuff. I mean, this could change. We're teeter-tottering right now because of this thing. Like, the great news is it did go down and test 58.71 again on the 4 hour. That's good. But so much indecision. Volatility is insane. Like, if we start selling off in the next hour and a half before the daily close, we won't get it. But if we stay where we are now or go higher in the next hour and a half before the close, we'll be showing our first positive histogram wick since February 14th. Valentine's Day. Bitcoin was our Valentine Connect. Just kidding. It really wasn't. It was like, Bitcoin was our Valentine's date, and then Bitcoin at dinner gave us coronavirus, pretty much, right? So what you're thinking is, all right, we've done what we thought was going to happen, where you go sideways or up, and you lose all your negative momentum, and you hopefully get into some positive momentum territory. Somebody cue up the live streams of old from the past when we were talking about this. And then eventually, you know, you can go a little higher. There's a lot of resistance here. And then you don't make that much positive momentum. Then you dump again. And when you dump again, you make a slightly higher low or a double bottom or a lower low. And at that point, we're looking for seller exhaustion on the oscillator. So we just don't have it yet, but we're trying to work. We're working on it. It requires patience. I sound okay? Thanks. Audio's fine. Good ear.
Thoughts on Double Doji? Thanks, Mitch Man. and direction thoughts.
I don't know, man. Like, this much volatility, it's a weekend, right? So you'd think that trading desks around the world would be closed, but they're closed anyway because of coronavirus. So people bored at home, I guess, trading Bitcoin. I don't know, man. It's, the last, just yesterday from 5660. Well, it was really from 7,000 to 5650. More volatility. Like on the green candle. Let's get a close. We need an hour and a half. Dude, if it's this volatile, we can't say anything yet because the volatility could pick up again and we're just in a huge red candle. It's not a doji anymore. So I need candle close confirmation before we can actually say this is doji. What if this goes green again and we end up being just a green candle? All right, just give it an hour and a half because the volatility started picking up pretty hardcore. I don't know, just in the past hour and a half. So you gotta wait, man. Because this candle, the way it looks now, could be something completely different by the daily close. What type of news would there have to be for indices to gap up on Monday? A cure for corona. Like, oh my God, they tested it on some person, and that person is miraculously cured. That's it, dude. What else could there be? It's like, you just gotta get, man. You gotta understand, with everything closed now, at least until the end of April or into March, these are bad times. I don't think it can get much better news-wise for the next 10 days. When things start opening back up, too, because the case numbers that are getting reported, once it starts that parabolic run up, once it starts losing that parabola, that would be good too. But that hasn't happened yet. We're still in the heat of it. That's right, Jake. Thank God for Discord. I was about to scold you if the last sentences or the last words in your comment weren't that. Thank God for Discord, because it's there's no excuse missing my streams if you watch regularly, because I'd say it time and time again, join the Discord. Join the Discord because YouTube's notification system will fail you. Certainly will fail you. And I'll post that link right now, even though Bradford's doing a good job of posting it. Here you go. Spamming it. Join. We're going on 6,000 members now. So freaking active. Nonstop. You think, you're saying here we are, thinking it's the end of the world. Caldwell Automotive Solutions, you're saying China's up and going. Nah, they're coal production's still down 35+%. Oh, dude, the retail sales are down just as much. China is also controlled by a communist state, and they will lie. So believing anything that China comes out with is kind of what are you doing? Imagine believing in China numbers. Sports start in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, man. 2 weeks. You know how many billions upon billions, if not trillions of dollars that can be lost in that time with everything being closed and down? And then by that time, it's 2 weeks, you don't know. Everything's playing it by ear. Because what if the numbers are even worse? What if we're in a crisis where we run out of ICUs across the country, which could happen? I think people are not putting enough emphasis on what's happening to the world economy because of this. I don't think you understand how many people are losing their jobs and becoming unemployed now. I don't think you're putting enough emphasis on the damage it's doing or is about to do in the next, few months. But okay, it's fine for you, I guess. Maybe it's not bad for you, and that's why you feel that way. It's not the end of the world. No one's saying it's the end of the world. But we definitely know it's some of the worst economic damage that's ever happened in the history of mankind. That's real life. And we're here and we're talking about charts and the stock market. We're not talking about, will the human race survive coronavirus? Of course. Is Bitcoin pumping? Bitcoin's all over the place, man. It's volatility going on the weekend. Filippo. Okay, so I mean, like, what are we gonna do? Look at the altcoins, man. I mean, what's the point? What's the freaking point, dude? I mean, the sell-off just like depression, you know, it's like a depression charts. Now they're all at interesting levels now. I mean, of course they are, but you just gotta think, man, like they all just got just devastated. Like you can't even draw charts. You can't even like draw like trends. They're just like at demolished levels, you know, like Ethereum. Here you go, man. At least with Bitcoin, there's a channel, right? A big channel. This one doesn't really have that at all. So we just went back down to January 2019 levels and bounce, almost, you know, hit that 2018 level below. So you'd think if, oh, we're just in this huge range, man, you're near the lower risk areas, but dude, what about the huge dump of the rally and then the lower high and then you dump again to lower lows? Maybe maybe on the lower low at like 83, 85 bucks, we get divergence. How insane would that be? That would be crazy, man. So I still think this is just a response. This is your automatic rally you're getting after a crash. It happens, man. So what is it right now? I mean, just 1 and 2. There you go. It's just like almost identical to Bitcoin in its consolidation, just upsloping, man. Is it even coming close to its peak? Is it even coming close to this March 7th high, 255? Absolutely not. I mean, that's not. If you were going to recover for real, you'd V-shaped recovery back up to it. You didn't do that. You're not doing that right now. So if Bitcoin dumps again, then you know where Ethereum's going, right? So that's why we're just looking at Bitcoin, because altcoins are just going to do what it does for the most part. I know Qualified Automotive Solutions. I'm saying that's the whole point. Like, you're doing great. So people that are doing so well right now, they're fine. Like, they may not see how bad this is going to be or how bad this is. That's my point. Just gonna scroll up on some chat real quick, see what's going on. Good to see y'all. Seriously, man. Probably a pretty light day. I mean, that's the weekend, man. All right, 300 watching. Hold on. Dude, I hate Streamlabs so much, man. Sub Nexus is 6. Sub Art. Sam T. Moss Drummer Man. Hey, Side Girl. Crypto Artist. What's up, Renee? This is G. Good to see y'all. Brad. Alright. Got some good people in here. But it's really not supposed to be like, a live price. I mean, what do you want me to do, man? Live price action chart of Bitcoin and the altcoins on a weekend, on a Saturday. You know, I'm just here to kind of update you on what's happening, what happened this week. It's like a recap stream, you know? Like, things got devastated, man. Everything got killed. I mean, even more. Like, I don't even think of, like American Airlines, it was up, and then when the selling started near the end of the day, it closed near its lowest low of all time. I don't care. I mean, yeah, you can say there's divergence, but that doesn't matter when there's always this offshoot chance that all of a sudden, like, all airline companies are grounded or something, right? Like, that's just news that could happen that hasn't dropped yet, right? So, I mean, this thing, from the major low from 2009 to its highest point. You aren't even at an 88% retrace. I think that is kind of the next support. I know there's minor valleys all the way down, but dude, $8. And just think about the situation now for airline companies. Okay, this isn't at, I mean, there were more people flying in 2008 and 2009 than they're flying now. I mean, this is like specifically hit airline companies. So why would it not go lower, man? It's terrible. It's just like fell off a cliff. Rest in peace if you were an investor in airline companies. God. UAL, United, same thing. Different chart. Has some support from 2006. Holding on to it. There's some definite confluence here. From your lowest point to highest point to 786, and then from this low to high at 1272. So you held. You were up 15% on the day. But at one point, I think you were up like maybe 30% or something. Look how high you got before the market crashed again. You were $30.83, and you closed at $24.50. So much volatility, and that's like maybe just because it's getting bailed out, the government, the 50 billion or whatever. Again, you're still a way off from 2009 lows. When are people going to start really traveling again heavy? You know, they have so much overhead too. I mean, the cost of just keeping the airlines maintained, their margins aren't great. And so like, well, when you just shut it down, dude, then all of a sudden it's like, well, we need to just be bailed out just so we can exist still. That's really bad, man. So we could see much lower prices in time. Maybe you get a reflexive rally at some point, but it's like, why? Why would we get a reflexive rally now? When's the news going to change? What's been going on with the straight line down? When's that going to change? There's no end in sight quite yet, at least for the next 10 days plus. So that means like you got a couple more trading weeks.
Thanks for the check-in. Mister, did you hit the SB futures yet?
What's up, Chris? Well, futures are closed right now, but we did discuss, Chris, we discussed the futures market a little earlier in the stream. And we just went over the price. Currently, what is it down now? Down 654 points. That Dow Jones, 3.344% down. And it's just been selling off all day today. Really, Trump. Yeah, dude, you are pretty much at your lowest point of the day now. I mean, yeah, 600. I mean, that's real bad, man. That's implying that the futures will just pretty much do exactly what had happened last Monday or last Sunday evening. When futures will open tomorrow when the stream goes live. My regularly scheduled afternoon stream at 6 p.m. Eastern, that's when futures open. So I can like all of them. But yeah, I shut down my computer so I can open it back up real quick. Give me a sec. As of April 1st, United Airlines will be cutting 95% of their international flights. Oh, that's great news, man. That's great. You know, that's just kidding. It's inverse of great, right? It's un momento, all right? But UAL, AAL, many others. I mean, Southwest not as bad because it's all continental. But dude, if there's some sort of a ban on travel for a couple weeks or a month, we'll forget about it. And I think it's like maybe, that could have or should have already happened, realistically speaking. But I think everyone knows that would potentially collapse airline companies completely if they can't even work at all. If they can't make anything. I don't know, man. It's bad. But yeah, I mean, like if you were just asking about futures, not good, man. Like towards the end, before the futures market closed, I mean, you dropped another crap load. All right, this is the Dow Jones top right, S&P top left, crude futures bottom left, and then just some sort of volatility futures chart. Yeah, you dived and you closed 18,883 and 2266. Very bad, nasty. Like just capitulation going on traditional markets, man. And again, 3.45% down on the weekend futures. Yeah, speaking of like other companies that are kind of relevant to commercial airlines is Boeing, which is like aerospace and, you know, tons of contracts with our government and stuff. They've devastated. They need handouts from the government because they're screwed because they did the wrong things. They didn't do the right things when they should have, and now they're royally effed. And I mean, this type of stuff is devastating to the United States economy, man. I mean, yeah, you're 100% retrace from that low right there. It's probably not even the right fib now. But you'd think it would have been at some point. I mean, you probably go down here, the 2009 level when you were 29.50. You're at 95. You think it's bad now? I mean, why couldn't it get worse? It could. I mean, you think eventually, like on everything, reflexive rally to the upside. Oh my God, it's bots. It's big money and 3,000 point gain on the Dow Jones Industrials. We're kings. And that happens a couple times. Everyone starts getting complacent, thinking the worst is over. And then, you know, you retrace commonly. And then a couple months go by. And then we crash again, like really bad to lower lows, you know. So yeah, this thing wiped off the map. They'd never even quite touched that 2011 peak, 2012 peak. But it did fill a gap, like the Jesus man, like a crazy gap. Well, it actually didn't. It was close. But right here. Yeah, right there at 88 bucks. You go back. Oh my God. Right here. You got ripped, man, dude. You were like $1 off. But, I mean, look at the way. That's not good, man. That's real bad. That's real bearish. Not even, you can't even show a green day. Look, he used back test of 107 as resistance twice, including on Friday. You ran up to hit it before failing and dumping again. And that's the next target, 88 bucks. And then below that's 83.75 or so. We've been live for 48 minutes. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit the like button, that bell, that sub. Thanks for the 309 people here. Thanks for the 116 likes. We could double it if we have the willpower. Yeah, no news right now. No, like, piece of information. Maybe it's the weekend. But the damage has already been done, right? So you look at the airline companies, and then you can switch and you can go to the cruise line companies. How are they faring? They're somehow holding on. Oh my God, a morning star? But they can't. Like, what is this chart? You know, if cruise lines are like not able to do anything anywhere in the world, what the F is this chart even here for? Like, what do we do? It's just sitting there. It hit the 886 like the Jesus man on Thursday, right from its lowest point to its highest point. 886 also confluent with the support from October 2011. If you don't hold that, it's going to be 100% retrace. Like, if you break where we are now at this 2380 area, or this, it's really like 20 bucks. That's what you bounce. If you don't hold 20 bucks, you will see like $6. I know there's like support at like 12 bucks, like these miniature lows, but this is like after this one, that's the next one, the next major support. It makes the next major low. So 20 to 560 possible. I think people were still going on cruises, right? Hey, they were open for business back in 2008, 2009, right? Nope. Things were awful, right? Real estate crashed, banks crashed, auto crash, right? But cruise lines, you could still book a trip on a cruise if you were rich or something. You can't even, if you're rich, a rich consumer, you can't do anything. That's what's so bad about this problem. And that's why we very well could in time see $5 on Royal Caribbean again. Yeah, there was some sort of unfounded rumor that somehow the government leaked it, or military leaked it, that there was going to be a national quarantine announced today. Obviously, it was unfounded, and even one of the generals refuted it with a tweet or something. But yeah, there are a lot of instances around the country of like tanks being moved around and all that. Okay, cool, but I think the National Guard, 1,500 troops, got deployed to help with aiding coronavirus stuff, right? So you just don't know, man. And if there are tanks running around, we don't know what it is, and it's just rumors now, then it's like, okay, well, the Truman guy show is working on something. He's working on some piece of news to announce for the world to be like, oh my God, I can't even believe it. That type of environment's not good for trading, unless you're just talking about puts or shorting. But at the same time, we're so oversold now, we're so low that stupid reflexive rally, which is just algos and, oh, we found a bottom, time to rally and destroy all the shorts and the FOMOers on the other side, zero-sum game, that can happen now at any time. So if you like trading in unstable market conditions, by all means, man. But you know how it works with swing trading, where you use significant time scales to find a bunch of variables that coincide. Oh my God, not laser sharks, dude. Laser sharks for everybody. It's going to be, in lieu of my $1,000 a month or something, I'm just going to get a laser shark. Or something. Futures past of the present's future or something. Yeah, maybe, dude, maybe, or something. Because futures of futures down just a little bit more. 671 points now, 3.53%. When's it going to stop, man? It's not. It's just falling off a cliff. And that's the way it looked on Friday. It kind of fell apart. Everything fell apart. And at the same time of falling apart, you didn't want to fall apart on Friday where you were, because it was like stupid critical supports. That's what's kind of scary about it. You knew, like if you watched the stream, we cover it live. That was live for 7 hours, 21 minutes yesterday straight. So you knew the sports. So anyway, we can go to West Texas crude, whatever. It doesn't matter. West Texas Intermediate. That, was down 8% at close on Friday. It had a beautiful rally. I mean, beautiful. It was just an insane rally to destroy people that were FOMOing, that were taking positions, not based on technical analysis, just taking a position because they think the market's going to go down. A lot of people doing that. So, look, I think Shane Overton was talking about he got wrecked on oil. But look what happened. It ran up again, and all it's doing, this 25.75, you see the price action correlation with the wicks, right? Rejected once, twice. Where is that, dude? What is that? What are those trend lines, man? Oh, they just happen to be your lows from 2016. So you just back tested them as resistance, and you closed extremely weak. Certainly a bearish harami at this point. And we could see lower prices, though you're starting to diverge a little bit on the RSI. Dude, I think it's a fundamental problem going on. And trying to find a bottom on this stuff it's risky. So if Shane would have just stayed in his position and didn't panic sell, which I don't know if he did or not, he'd be kind of okay. He wouldn't be too bad of shape, right? So how's this chart gonna even get any better, man? Like, it's just started here. Why would it not go down to $15? It got down to, I think futures got down to like 17 bucks, right? Nah, it only got to 20 bucks. And I think in time that, I mean, a lot of analysts think that crude could see 15 bucks per share, or 15 bucks per ounce, or barrel, excuse me, not ounce, barrel of oil. Yeah, rest in peace, Kenny Rogers, man. That sucks, dude. He's just, it's a sea of bad news, and, you know, he was part of it. So go ahead and cue up a great country music singer passing. Cue it up. Truman Show guy. Also join the Discord or be destroyed. Okay. Yeah, so you also don't want to miss, I mean, maybe you don't want to miss tomorrow's stream because futures are opening. The weekly candle closes on Bitcoin, but I will be in the spaceship tomorrow. And maybe, just maybe, something special in the cards. Could be good. Dude, I don't even know what y'all are talking about. What are you talking about, Joker? Where's your source on that? I'm not saying anything yet. I mean, I'm not saying that you're wrong. You're saying fake news. You're just saying breaking. So, like, anytime someone does breaking, then, like, at the end of the announcement you're giving, type the source in. It's so easy, like Fox or CNBC or CNN or, you know, my neighbor's grandma. Are we testing 6600 again? Dude, that's not how TA really works. You know? Radu. TA doesn't like tell you, oh, if we're going to go test another high before dumping again. That's not how it works. Right now, I don't know where Bitcoin's going, but I do know where we're at kind of in the waves. And I think we're in a wave. It's a shorter wave. And you're running up and recovering because of such a nasty, violent dump. You rallied higher than maybe you kind of should have. And so I think in time, I mean, hopefully you can hold this 5,800 level. That would be stupendous. That'd be wonderful. Never fall below that ever again. But I just think, you know, the conditions, the market's so bad. You know, what another big wave of selling next week on the equities market. People get spooked. And maybe market makers on Bitcoin do what they've always done. And they've always done a great job of creating divergence for us to all be able to identify it and for us to get in for a long major term reversal to the upside. They're real good about that. Seldom do we get left behind without divergence, dude. It's just very, I mean, like, we're talking whole big reversals, you get divergence, man. Divergence down, you know, divergence, 2018. Guess what? Not only that, it was divergence up here, bearish divergence. I mean, you got bearish divergence and you didn't get left behind, man. It was like, okay, you dumped, then you got one more chance and the market signaled, hey, it's time to sell. Maybe we can get even more market participants to know how to read charts to sell too. And then we got a huge dump. Right? That's the thing, man. Like, people want, you know, the market makers are okay with, you know, the signals on the market because that just helps, you know, a bunch of other people around the world and bots be like, oh, okay, it's a reason to buy, not just it's random. Okay. Look for a double bottom, look for a lower low. Look for a slightly higher low. Look for bullish convergence. But I think, yeah, you go up a little. You could go up a little bit more even. But I'm just not. It's just not my. It's not how technical analysis works to just be able to pick any given random time when something's going up. People get that perception because maybe there are too many people out there that don't know what they're talking about, trying to teach TA, I guess, right? And too many people out there with clickbait videos. Or whatever. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the problem is. Education. Lack of education of technical analysis, maybe. But this thing almost got to a 50% retrace. Maybe we were like $200 off, close. It's $200 off away from it on that wick. It's nearly 7,000. Never quite touched it. So believe me, dude, I will let you know. It'll be like we'll have a party. We'll have this huge event if we get classic bullish divergence on Bitcoin on the daily. You will know if you watch this stream. It will be impossible to not know. Just like every other time. Guess what happened? What happened when we broke this channel the upside, right? I mean, it was like you broke it. If you watched the stream every day, you knew we broke the channel. You knew we broke this upslopping channel. You knew we were saying the common retrace levels. Maybe we get down to 7,400, we might bounce. But the market never gave us buying signals on the daily at all during this time. Never. And then like, thank God, like, you know, I was asleep and I wake up and, or was it? Yeah, I think so. I wake up and all of a sudden we're down here and it's like, huh? Oh, good. Because I didn't get an opportunity. We were not oversold yet on Bitcoin at these levels. We had a head and shoulders pattern that broke out bearishly, and then it went well beyond its measure move because of the macro conditions. Uh-oh, what happened to FYX, man? What happened, dude? Is the futures market not dumping anymore? No, it's still its lowest point, 3.54% down. And again, just like going to, just so you can see, and you know, it's speculative market. The futures chart, but it's dude, that's people. That's not good though, and that's like why shutting down the stock market won't work. It could, but I mean, like I'm talking. You're talking about a free market, right? That won't be free. You shut down the market, you're gonna lose so much faith. Investors' faith is gone, and what's gonna happen, man? Like people are gonna be on IG, you know, foreign markets, on these speculative markets trading down. And when the market finally opens back up, when it does, it's just gonna be this huge gap down, this gash in a chart. It'll be historical, man. So I pray that they don't shut down the stock market, which right now that is not in the cards, even though some people are screaming for it. Thankfully, they have no power to change things. But there's also rumors about short selling being banned. If they do, all right, all inputs. Dude, doing anything that drastic can be bad. I mean, they did that already, right? China, you can't short sell. I mean, there are a couple other countries doing the same thing. I hope that America doesn't follow the same thing, because you're only going to make it worse. I mean, dude, shutting down a market, the stock market, would be cataclysmic. Okay, Danny inversed you on Friday. But oh yeah, I was just on this chart because I wanted to show you like where the Dow Jones is right now. According to speculators. Oh, right here, sorry. So speculators are right here. Was it 18,300 or so? Yeah, that's like where they're implying that the futures will open tomorrow evening. At critical supports. Yeah, at very critical supports. Funny. 6,200, less than an hour to go until your daily candle close. Don't think I'll be around for it. Such a meh day, you know, it's Saturday. Right, people doing things. I don't know how though, right? If it goes bankrupt when you have a trade open, a short open, I think you get maximum gains, whatever it was. I don't know. It goes to zero, and I think it would stop, right? No, I don't think the stock market's going to all-time lows, Alan. That's insane. That's crazy, right? That's crazy talk To say that the Dow Jones or stock market would go to lows that we had not seen since inception, which is like, you know, the 1800s. That's wrong. That's completely wrong. Will never happen. I think that's kind of a certainty. Okay. You have too many people participating in it. You'd have to have like where water stops running and all these other issues before that became the case. No more electricity, no more internet, nothing. We can't do anything. That maybe, but not with what's going on now. It'll get bad. We could have a depression or whatever, a very strong recession, but not all-time lows. No. Please don't get that in your head. Daniel C, thanks for the $10 super chat. Appreciate it. No message, man. Daniel, man. Thank you. Oh, look at that. 714 points down now on the Dow Jones futures. That's session lows. Almost down 4% now. Whoa. Good Lord. You hear that, FYX? Tindy Town? I mean, there's just nothing you can do about it besides have protective puts or be short or something. All right, man. Dead chat. You know what happens when chat dies? I die too as a streamer. So, been live for 1 hour, 6 minutes. I think that's acceptable for a weekend stream with very little activity, right? So I guess, I don't know, like why else? What else is my purpose of being live? I could just sit here. I could just pull the full screen up and be like a booby streamer. All right. Hi, this is now IRL stream. This is now the IRL stream. We're just going to sit here and talk about things, random things that don't have to do with why you watch me. Like, yeah, dude, there's no chicken at my supermarket anymore. You can't get chicken anywhere. You can't get ribeyes. You can't get New York strips. You can only get T-bone steaks. And there were only like 16 T-bone steaks when I wanted them, okay? What else, man? There's like, they don't have mushrooms. They don't have onions. They don't have much anything anymore at grocery stores, even where I live. But, yeah. Did you hear about the new nothing coming out because everything stopped? Yeah, I remember that. I know about that. That's like my favorite thing, dude. I think Ozark's coming out soon, maybe. Thankfully, they've already made some of these seasons. Cobra Kai coming out, I think, next month. Hype for that. I think it's next month, right? Am I wrong? Someone help me on that? I don't know, dude. You realize like kind of my life has become like covering these markets like nonstop all day, every day. So like not much else going on in my world besides the markets that are closed now. So, you know, in Bitcoin, which is just chilling out at 6,202. The volatility died when I hit live. Yeah, pubs are closed, right? More about onions. Yeah, dude. No garlic. I don't even know what else I tried to order that they were out of. I don't know, man. They had plenty of milk for some reason. I don't know. I ran a couple miles today just so I don't lose my mind. I've been doing that like every day for like a month and a half now. Physically active, like most active I've been in a long time, but not by leaving my house really, because I have a treadmill and like a, you know, workout station here. So it feels good, but can't really do anything about it. And all my friends are like completely scared to go out, and you know, they've got kids, so they're just like, nope, can't see them. And then one of my friend who's in medical, right? His test came back negative. Many people yesterday were speculating that he may have had Ebola. He may have had, what was the other one? Something else. But he didn't have Ebola. I don't even know what it was. But, you know, I don't want to get that. So, hey, I can't hang out with them. I just can't really do anything here. I'm losing my mind. Can't fly anywhere. At least there were still steaks. Bryce, it's gone where you are. Sorry, man. No yeast in Germany. Oh, man. Corned beef. I should have gotten some of that. Maybe the store would have had it. Maybe I'll get some tomorrow if they have it. Teach people, man. I teach people all the time, man. That's so unfair to even say teach people ... It's almost like you're passive aggressively saying like, you don't teach people enough. You need to start teaching people. And it's like, maybe it's the weekend for me too, dudes. Yeah. Go do your profession. Go do something that you have to do for work right now on a weekend on a Saturday. You know, it's not fair. Remember, I think the stat is in 7 days, 50 hours of live streaming. A PlayStation 4. I don't know, Stadium Kings, man. I'm just like, video games just don't do it for me anymore. I just feel like I just don't know. Like, it just, something shattered in me years ago, and I just, ugh. Doom Eternal looks amazing, Eric Dobkin. Yeah, I know. I just don't. I want to go do something, but it's like I can't. It's like because no one else wants to do anything. No one can do anything. Sure, stream. Yeah, I can just start booty dancing, dude. Let's get up. Let's start booty dancing. I don't know, man. What is the deal with Bitcoin, peanuts? What is the deal? Bitcoin, volatile on the weekend. Could go higher based on, you know, Fibonacci. We know that it could, yes. Still.
Dow's last death cross on December 19, 2018. After it, Dow had dropped 13% from its then record close on October 3, 2018. The Dow bottomed just 3 days later on December 24 at 21,792.20 or 6.6% below the December 19th close.
Nice, Daniel C. Coming in, shifting the game. Yeah, very nice stats. Death Cross 2019, yeah, that lagging one. But the big difference between December 24th, 2018 and now is, well, people were still working. It was all pretty much technical. It was kind of like, huh? So, just such a different situation, man. Death crosses or whatever, dude. Oh, Bitcoin had a golden cross before it crashed. See, and that's how little we cared about it. When people kept saying it, we did the Jesus chimes when it was official, like the day of, because we were live and it's fun and it's memes. But we also at the same time say it doesn't. It's a lagging indicator, so who cares? Of course. And then it's Stadium Kings making a joke about it. It's like, oh my God, we're gonna death cross after losing like 50% of our value or 100% of our value or something, or it's 50, I guess, in like a week or a month, 6 weeks, whatever. And yeah, you get death cross on Bitcoin. But yeah, I mean, it is a prerequisite always for a long sustained downtrend. Golden cross for the uptrend. Thank you for the 10 super chat, man. Or the 20 really on the day. What's up, John Afonso? They fixed that one-up coin stuff yet? Let's check it out. Nope, still broken, man. Gosh dang. I'm sorry, dude. Can we get a Pundy coin analysis? No. Nah, dude. What stupid exchange? BitBay? Log? hold on. Exceeded the 1618 last time I looked at it. That's for real. Oh my god. I don't know, man. Pundicoin might be turning around. Chat, look, man. Pundicoin. Pundicoin. Here's your scrub range, dude. This is the scrub range for Pundicoin. The most dude, it's at 200. I can't even believe it's at 170. How is this true? 177 Satoshis? I thought that's what it was at a long time ago. Someone help me out here. I could have sworn NPXS was much lower than 177 sats. Huh? All right. So I guess the IRL stream didn't play out, didn't work out. The era of Dogecoin. Yeah, it is coming, man. Totally. So, with so much volatility, man, on Bitcoin on the weekend, dude, it's hard to trust anything or to make sense of it, and that's okay. It's just in this, I think, overall bearish consolidation. And of course, it could attempt to rally and go higher. We know the golden zone on Bitcoin is between $6,407 and $8,000, roughly $7,973. So the uptrend, the rally could continue, and it could sustain for more time, another week or so, even more. Dude, we've seen it in the past where you go on like a whole month period of upsloping, scrubby, methodical consolidation, and then it ends with bearish divergence or just pathetic looking stuff on the oscillators, and then it just crashes and you get huge moves down again. And it's not out of the realm of possibility. The same stuff's happening on Bitcoin again, man. Yeah, of course, F-Wise, man, anytime. I don't even remember, dude. XRP is worse. People just randomly bringing up XRP. My favorite, dude. So I think that's good, man. I think we're good. I think we're caught up. I think you know what's going on. The coronavirus stuff's getting worse. The futures of futures. Oh, nice. It was down 700 points. It's only down 691 points now. It's still pretty much at its session lows, though. It's like $10 off. I wonder how deep we go. I wonder how low we go, man. Because it just keeps... It's almost like every time I open my phone up to just look at the price, it's just like down more. I mean, 2 daily dojis after a huge impulse candle is normally good, because that's just showing like the inability for the sellers, no matter how hard they try, to push the price down. And you know, those wicks are like at the time vulnerability to whatever way you're going. But like when it closes at that same spot again, it's like nothing happened, right? Got all the hard work of buyers and sellers, still indecision, but you look beyond the, you know, back and you see the huge green impulse after that. So that's normally a good thing. It's like tide goes to the runner type situation. You really call those like, it's like there's something called like 2 inside bar play, 3 inside, 5 inside bar plays. And that's discussed in David Weiss's Trades About to Happen. Extremely valuable book. I think you should all read it a couple times. Very, very good. A lot of good info in there. And it teaches you about like just the Japanese, or just the candle. It's really not Japanese candles. It's actually, he goes into bar charts and teaches you how to read bars. Look, man, the bar chart. Can you even read it, dude? right? If it's a green candle, the little flag on the left is like the open, right? And then it ran up, sold off, and then closed on the right side. It's the same thing for red, right? It opened right here, rallied, sold off, rallied again, and then closed right here on the right. Opened here, you get it? Bar chart. Anyway, so I mean, dude, you can continue on up, sure, whatever, but I'm still waiting for an edge on the daily, and that takes time. And I'm cool. I got nothing but time, dude. You understand the world's kind of collapsing economically right now, and the data of all this happening hasn't come out yet, not all the way. You know, we get our jobless claims numbers on Thursday of next week. So you looking for some insanity? It's going to be something we've maybe never seen before. That's Thursday. You know, Nike reports earnings on like Tuesday. Going to be real interesting to see. Because it's like the first earnings since kind of like a lot of bad stuff has happened. Not enough though, maybe. Or not enough time's gone by yet, but we'll see that. There's definitely some earnings next week. So gonna be, I can't wait to see what the jobs numbers are. It's just gonna be wild. And I'm really like, just as a market participant and you know, being in love with charts and price action, all that, I'm just excited to see like what is going to be like the reaction and response from the stock market when we actually get the numbers reported officially. You know, that's something I'm looking forward to seeing. Now, I'm not looking forward to the market crashing more and us all being screwed, but you get it, right? It's the world we live in, man. You know how promises go in business, Harrington. I mean, you know, you're fired. We got to let you go. But what happens if that company is down for so long that they're just out of business or something? Is that bearish divergence in the 4 hour? No, not yet. There is not even. You just got your second negative momentum candle in a week. So you could like keep building negative momo and it's not much, and then you rally one more time, and then you make higher highs, you come up to 6,800, maybe even go to 7,200. It's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's like, just thinking about it, maybe there's not much here, and you rally one more time, and when we get to a double top or a higher high, that would be bearish divergence, when it would look like this. Which again, this isn't how you trade, but this is like me trying to make sense of how the oscillators are going to look, or what could happen, or how the world we could develop divergence. You know, goes down, goes up, double tops, hits that resistance again, and right there, you know, keeps building a little bit, and then goes back up, and it looks like that. Okay, and then you have a high on price, about the same high, but a slightly higher high with much lower levels. A positive momentum. That's what you'd be looking for real divergence. You get it? We don't have any of that yet. So that's like why you may not be done. Like Bitcoin could rally one more time in this uptrend. But you don't bank on that. You don't trade based on that, because that hadn't happened yet. But again, you wait for confirmation of real bullish divergence. Hey, what happened when we got actual identifiable bullish divergence on the 4 hour? You got a bullish engulfing candle, which was pretty much a buying signal, right? And look what it's manifested into. It went from the engulfing candle, 5,100, all the way up to $7,000 because of this. This is how it started. There was divergence. There was TA. It was respected. And just for me, understanding the significance of the macro and how bad it is, I'm more inclined to be risk averse right now. And what is me being risk averse? Maybe only taking trades on Bitcoin on the daily because of that, but like with that divergence, right? That's That's me being conservative. It's just like not really trading on the 4-hour, me trading on the daily. Okay. Like if market conditions were stable or something, we weren't going through some pandemic that's collapsing the world economy. Sure, maybe 4-hour divergence. Yeah, but dude, it's just not the same, man, right now. It's real bad. But God forbid I think like that. God forbid I'm trying to protect myself from losses in these insane times. Crib, what did I just say, man? If you just listen to me, yes, I think it's delayed. But, yep. We already looked at the daily, dude, on the oscillators. Your first level of positive momentum since February 14th is fantastic. And that's another reason maybe why we could go up higher. Maybe. I'm not saying we will, but like you could get a few days of green candles going sideways or going up more again. All right, you just got to think about it. But again, those are not things to be taking trades on. Those are just we're theory crafting on what the oscillators and the price action are going to do next. We don't know. We don't have like concrete technical strength to be taking longs right here. But hey, do your own thing. I'm patient. I'm gonna wait. That's it, man. So thank y'all for coming out. The 300 of y'all still here. I tried being an IRL streamer, or not an IRL streamer, just like a, you know, whatever this is. Just one of those people on Twitch that have thousands of viewers. They just sit here. They don't provide any value. They don't try to give market updates. They just literally sit there and talk about nothing for hours. And their chat's just like dun 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 with pogs and all these different things. It's just like, how is that even possible? Like, what is it? What's the value? What is the value that they bring? And that's the question I can't answer. But they're successful. So, kudos to them for being geniuses. I'll continue grinding. That's all. The only way I can succeed is just grinding. So, I'll be back. Thank y'all for watching. Bitcoin 6200 still. Daily candle close in 32 minutes. Do not miss tomorrow's stream. The weekly candle close on Bitcoin futures are going to be opening up when I go live. And I'll be in the spaceship for potentially an awesome unveiling of something special. Thanks for the contributions, likes, subs, everything. Till next time, respect the T. Hey.
turd nuggets.